So what I want to do is to show you a really powerful way of learning the alto scale in every position going up and down the neck. I've created a PDF to go with this video. There's a link in the description, so just help yourself to it. You don't have to subscribe to anything. You don't have to give me your email address or anything like that. Just help yourself. Though obviously if you want to support the channel, then please feel free to like and subscribe the video. So when I first tried to learn the altered scale, I took a more traditional route of knowing that the altered scale is the 7th mode of the melodic minor. So if I was playing, let's say, an E altered scale, I'd know that that was okay, that's based on the F melodic minor. So I'd go and find an F melodic minor scale on the neck. And invariably I'd emphasize the wrong notes because I'd be playing it like an F melodic minor rather than an E altered scale. And so I'd reorientate myself on the E altered, and of course the chord would have changed by that time, so I'd have completely out of place or anything. It was always failing for me. So what changed for me was the realization that I never played the altered scale in isolation. I never just played the altered scale. It was always a tension chord, a tension scale that resolved to another chord. And 9 times out of 10, I'd be playing a dominant 7th altered that resolved to a minor tonic. So I thought, okay, what about if I think about it from the point of view of the minor tonic chord that we resolve to? What does the altered scale look like when I do that? So if we take this as an example, if I play an E7 altered to an A minor, I then thought, okay, let's start with the pentatonic because I know the A minor pentatonic really well. How do those notes compare to the E altered scale? Well, I realized that 4 out of the 5 notes in the pentatonic were found in the altered scale. And the only one that wasn't was that root note. And if I flattened it, if I played an A flat rather than an A natural, then all 5 notes came out of the altered scale. And you can try this out for yourself. So if you play an E altered and then you play, you hear how those notes all fit against that chord. And I also knew that I was going to be resolving onto the A minor. So I knew where that scale was as well because I started from that point. So by taking this approach, I knew what to play over the altered chord, and I knew how to resolve that to get to the tonic chord. So I found this really useful. Now obviously there are only 5 notes in this altered pentatonic scale. What about the other 2? There are 7 notes in the altered scale, so how do I find the other 2? Well, what I did was I split this pentatonic scale shape up into 3 groups, and I'll color code them for the sake of the video. So the first group is, I'll color code red, but is really the strings where there's this 5 fret span. And you see that on the E string. And I'll color code that red just to make it easy to see, yeah? The next group is other strings that span 4 frets, and there's one on the B string there. And then the third group, I just grouped together the strings that span 3 or 2 frets. And the string that really allows me to orientate on this is that inner string where it only spans 1 fret. And I'll color code that blue. Okay, so I've color coded my pentatonic. What do I do now? Well, if we look at that red string, the string that spans 5 frets, you'll see that there's a note. The missing altered scale note is the one right in the middle of that group, that pair of notes. If we look at the green strings, it's the note that's just above that lower note. Okay? And in the blue section, we just play the first string as normal. The string below where we've got that semitone gap, we play a tone above. And the string below that, where we've got a tone gap or 2 frets, we play a semitone above. So we've got, and then at the bottom we're on that red gap again, so we fill in the gap in the middle. And that gives me my full altered scale. And of course now I know that, I know how to resolve that to my minor, or whatever. Okay, so we've got that first position worked out. What about the next position? Well, I'll follow exactly the same rules again. So we start with the pentatonic scale. So there's my A minor pentatonic in that second position. I flatten the root note, if you remember. Creates that scale. And now one other thing to be aware of is, because of the tuning of the guitar, we have a different tuning between the G and the B strings than we do between any other string pair on the guitar. And the consequence of that is that it distorts shapes as you move them across strings, if you move to and from this G and B string pair or away from them. But if you have a look inside that pentatonic, the first 3 strings, you'll see it's that blue shape. You'll see it's still a tone on one string, it's a semitone, and then a tone again. So I can treat this blue shape just like I did before. I just play the notes on the first string, I play a tone above on that second string, and I play a semitone above on that third string. Brilliant, it just works. The next string down is that red, a colour-coded red, because it's that 5 fret span, so I just play the note in the middle. And then we've got the green, and then we're starting the blue again. And there's only one blue string here because I've only got 6 strings on the guitar. If I had an 8-string guitar, I'd play that full blue shape. But you can see that, if you can imagine, it's that shape just sort of hanging off the edge of the guitar. Yeah, and I just play the top string of that. So it's as easy as that. And again, I know how to, and I know that was built from my tonic, my minor tonic pentatonic here. So I know how to resolve from to. Okay, brilliant. What about the third position? Well, just like before, we do exactly the same steps. So we go to our tonic pentatonic. So there's my A minor pentatonic in this third position. We're creating an E altered. So what do? I flatten the roots. There one. So there's my altered pentatonic, which is the minor 7 pentatonic with the flattened roots. And then I start to add the extra notes, and I know this top string is the bottom part of my blue section, so I just play the note that's a semitone above. Then I've got that red section, so I fill in the middle. Then I've got that green section, and then I've got that whole blue box, so nothing on the top string. Then 3 notes, then 3 notes. Okay, it's as easy as that. Okay, fourth position. So it's as easy as we've shown before. We start with our minor 7 pentatonic. We flatten the roots. And then we fill in the gaps. So. And there's our altered scale. Okay, fifth position. Start with the pentatonic. Flatten the roots, and then fill in the gaps. It's as easy as that. Of course, once you've got this working, once you've got the altered scale under your fingers, there's no reason why you can't then use the scale as you've learnt it over other cadences as well. This is something that you'll just be able to do as you get more familiar with this. But this approach gives you a really good starting point if you've never used the altered scale before. Now, the other thing I can do, and let me know if you want me to in the comments below, but I can show you how to take these concepts and how to take them one more step and turn these shapes into full 3 notes per string scale shapes on the neck. It's actually really easy to do. So maybe that's the subject of another video. Let me know if you're interested. As I said before, there's a PDF, so grab that and that'll walk you through these steps as well, and hopefully you can see what I've been doing on there as well. So help yourself to that, just download it. And like I say, if you want to support the channel, then please like and subscribe to the video, or even sign up to my Patreon or buy me a coffee through the links below. But anyway, I think that's enough for this week, and we'll chat again next time. Goodbye.